start with a sword. One more thing to note, all the items that are in the escape sequence are still there, so you will see the runners visit there most likely.
All right, so we're seeing some money hiding away in Link's house. The sanctuary item was a little bit too hard to see, but it didn't look like it was anything really major. It looked like it was just about like 5 rupees. So yeah, first 2 chests are just money.
Yeah, and we can see Parisian Player and Freddeh here. They're both going for a set of bushes that you can pick up and most of the time get a bomb drop from. That'll typically help when you don't have any money, don't have any bombs. Easy way to get a free bomb, get you into this race game right here that Parisian Player is at. And we've also got the 3 bombable locations up in Kakariko Village.
It looks like that bomb won't be necessary at this moment. The race item was just a red rupee, so not worth utilizing that single bomb when you can check an additional location in Kakariko right before you purchase any. But given with how much money they were given at the beginning, I can expect most of our runners to jump on into that shop and pick up a full stack of bombs.
Yeah, I think that'd be the right thing to do. There's also the option, there's a hut in a far lower left of Kakariko where you can bomb the entrance, get 4 bombs, come back out, go back in, get 4 bombs. It takes a little bit longer than going and actually buying them, so I think we'll see everybody buy the bombs here.
Yeah, I do like that little rat room from time to time. It just really depends on like the feel of the seed. Usually if you have 1 bomb and like less money, that's usually the play we'll see. Oh, I think we're going to see that from Tairr. Exactly. So this is the hut that we were talking about. Now it's interesting. There is no real indication that you could bomb this hut. There's no crack in the wall. There's no weird looking wall. It's this thing that like just kind of you figure it out after just trying too many things. And we see a moon pearl in the well on Parisian Player's screen.
Moon Pearl's a pretty nice item to find early on. Combine that with some fake flippers, and up near Zora, you can get into the new waterfall locations put in version 26.
Yeah, I'm loving those new waterfall locations. 2 additional items in the light world that can help, make certain things more complicated for the racers, and also it adds in a little bit more of a mystery as to what light world is containing, and makes especially that gamble to go up to Zora a little bit more profitable.
And there's our first sword of the game, right there in Blind's hut.
Beautiful. Sure, Kakariko so far holding that moon pearl and a sword. I'm loving it. And some blue mail.
They're getting all decked out early.
Now I don't know about you, but seeing a armor upgrade this early on in the seed, I love that stuff. Allows you to do a little bit more things with some more safety. So if they get access to Dark World really early without finding a lot of heart pieces, that blue mail is really going to help give them a little bit more padding should they take any damage.
Yeah, that's definitely something I love seeing early on in the seeds. It makes going into Thieves Town and going up in the Skullwoods a little bit more easy on the brain, knowing you can not die as easily.
So we see Tairr coming in here to Blind's hut, going to get himself a sword. Want to give a big shout out to our tracker here, Sindariel, taking care of 4 racers, thankfully all in the same seed, is probably a sigh of relief for him. Parisian Player checking things. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say what you were going to say. Parisian Player is going to check to see what the lumberjack item is. It looks like it's 50 rupees, and he's going to save and quit on out of there.
Beautiful. So let's see where Parisian goes from now. Everybody else is just kind of playing catch up with the last couple of areas that they didn't check at the beginning. I think, yeah, I was about to say, I'm thinking he's going to go escape. He's got a sword, no light source, so thankfully the the chest that you have to look for in like the dark room is kind of easy to find if you hold your sword out.
Yeah, I think at this level of tournament, the dark rooms really aren't going to be that much of a factor. I'm sure they can find their way through by now.
Almost synchronized between Penguinpuff and Parisian Player, finding Uncle's hidden stash over there. It's interesting to see Parisian's choice to take care of some of the guards while Penguinpuff just completely bypassed that. Ended up getting a 20 rupee drop, so it's going to really help his counter since he had to pick up those bombs. Help him get back up close to 500 should he be wanting to make that Zora commitment.
It'll be interesting to see now that they have the Moon Pearl what comes out of when they go south and go check the cave down there with the 5 chests and check the dam. If they don't get anything out of there, you think they might do the Houlihan room just to get the rupees for Zora?
I think if they were going to do the Houlihan room, they would do that at the beginning, starting at the sanctuary and then moving over that way. It's usually a first thing if it's anything that you're thinking about doing. So everybody go and escape. Kind of curious when we're going to see our first deviation. Now, I hope that they don't deviate way too much, like all 4 of them going in different directions. While it would be cool, that is hell to keep track of. Ooh.
And we just saw the cape coming out of the escape from Parisian Player, and Penguinpuff just picked it up as well.
Now, if we see a lamp in here, we know that nothing is behind the lumberjack cave. Or, well, nothing of importance, but if we see a lamp, we could see an early Aghanim gamble, see what's at the corner of that that pyramid, and to get some Darkworld access. A couple of different strategies here.
Yeah, I mean, it is completely possible we do see Aga 1 going on here. We're missing either both gloves or the gloves and the hammer to get to Darkworld. So one of them might take that pretty soon if they don't get any items.
All right, Parisian and Penguin heading towards down the dam. Freddeh and Tairr finishing up the escape sequence. Tairr's just about to get his cape. And we'll see how Freddeh handles the ball and chain guard. Opting to go with the pot strat. So far, just an arrow upgrade. But we're going to see what happens when Parisian drains the well here. Just a piece of heart.
Not even worth picking it up. He's going on to the next spot.
Yeah, I don't think that we're going to see too many piece of heart pickups intentionally by Parisian Player here. Full heart containers, on the other hand, I can see him making the effort to go pick them up.
Yeah, and I'm sure the blue mail just kind of solidifies that decision right there.
Ooh, Penguinpuff being a little bit careful here. Yeah, chooses to throw the bombs over. Seeing Freddeh head over behind Sahasrahla. Parisian finding the flippers. And Freddeh just finds the Cane of Berna. So Parisian with the flippers doesn't need to initialize that fake flipper glitch. And should he find more money, can do that Zora check without having to worry about getting hit and having taken that that full kit or that full hit death.
Is Freddeh headed over now to do the Houlihan room, or is he going somewhere else?
It looks like Freddie is heading off to go do Houlihan Room. So one of the strategies that you can do is you can enter and exit this cave, so that way it sets the camera at the right angle. Keep in mind, Freddie can only do this without the flippers. So if Freddie did go down to check the mini Moldarm cave and get those flippers, he could not do this glitch this way. He would have had to bomb himself down one of the holes or the lumberjack cave.
Sorry to interrupt, but Penguinpuff just picked up the gloves underneath the bridge at the hobo.
Nice. Good to see an item held by the hobo. Not too much of a sequence break since Penguinpuff did pick up those flippers.
And it looks like Parisian player's headed the same exact direction right now. He's going to go get himself some gloves. And Penguinpuff's headed over to Ice Rod Cave.
Now, Penguinpuff is a little bit close with money. I think I can read a 442. Freddie, since he did the Houlihan Room, has access to go to Zora. And I think that's where we're going to see him go next, probably before Hobo. So hopefully he won't forget about that and get that lift upgrade. All right, map check from Freddie. Did not see what the crystals and pendants were, but our tracker has their streams open, so hopefully we got an idea of what we're looking at here in Light World.
Yeah, the one that I did see was Desert Palace is crystal number 6. The other two I didn't quite catch.
That's not too bad. Desert being 6 doesn't hold back too many items from being at the double-chested fairy. Ooh, was that
Parisian player just got the Master Sword out of the end of Escape.
And I also see a hammer too, showing up on the tracker. So that must have been in the area as well. So that little hidden area at the very end of Escape held the sword upgrade and a hammer. There we go. So Tower of Hera is 2, and Eastern is the red pendant.
And Penguinpuff just picked up something behind Sashalahara.
I believe it was the Cane of Burna. We saw, I think it was Freddie. Yeah, Freddie head over in that direction. So Parisian, now with the lift upgrade and the hammer in hand, is going to the village of Outcast. We're going to get our Dark World information here very shortly. Tairr is checking the waterfall cave, just some red goo and some money. Which is good news for Tairr. He needs about 120 more rupees to make this expedition up to Zora complete.
That bottle of red goo, though, does open up Sick Kid next time he's over in Kakariko Village.
And we see our second bottle up on the waterfall ledge item. Penguinpuff opting to go inside Eastern Palace, and we see a map check from Parisian. Did not catch those crystals, but it looks like our tracker did. Looks like Swamp is crystal number 5. Looks like Misery Mire is a pendant. Palace of Darkness is a crystal. Looks like Skull Woods is green pendant. Now we know in version 26 that Skull Woods more often than not has something for our racers, and with it being a green pendant, looks all the more attractive. So we may see a play as soon as Far Rod is found. Beautiful. We're seeing what Zora's got on Freddy's screen, and it's just a full heart container. So, what is that? Penguinpuff just finds the Cane of Samaria inside Eastern.
May not be a very useful item early on, but as the game gets going, they're going to need that one.
Oh yeah, especially with Turtle Rock being a crystal, you're going to have that. But it does make a couple of things a little bit easier. As they go into Skull Woods, that Canis Amaria can hold down the little button as opposed to having to drag that statue over.
That does save a bunch of time and frustration.
Yeah, those Gibdos are not nice. Penguinpuff expertly making their way through the dark room inside of Eastern.
And it looks like Tairr just visited Hype Cave and got Titan's Mid out of there.
Beautiful. That is a very hype cave indeed. Freddeh getting himself the next level sword and the hammer. So we're going to see what Stump Kid has for Tairr. And with this, Titan's Mitt can loop all the way around to the area where Parisian is.
Yep, and Parisian just picked up some red mail out of Thieves Town.
Yeah, so far pretty low health seed. Not very healthy, so these mail upgrades are a bit of a blessing in disguise. Even without the powder, Thieves Town actually holds a lot of skull pots that have hearts underneath them, and these horse heads in vanilla are often known for dropping hearts themselves. So let's hope that if Parisian takes a little bit of extra damage, that he can still obtain enough to make his way through and complete this dungeon. Freddeh now getting himself a Titan's Mitt.
And it looks like Tairr's going over to check out the digging game. Let's see what he finds there.
And we're going to see Penguinpuff most likely complete Zora and gets one red goo, some 50 rupees, and then is going to see that red goo and that full hearth container from King Zora. Pretty long digging game coming here from Tairr.
Speaking of digging games, Parisian player just picked the shovel up.
Ooh, half magic. Now, half magic isn't one of those things that's required, but it is one of those things that makes certain fights even like less stressful. So things like Cold Stare, Mothula having the ability to get that, as well as I believe the Stump Kid held the mirror, as I see Tairr have. So at this moment, Tairr taking the blacksmith over here.
I think this is definitely that point of divergence we were talking about, and we're only 18 minutes in.
Oh yeah, our races are all over the place for us. Penguinpuff choosing to get the red goo, so has 2 additional safeties over most of our other racers.
Tairr finding just a piece of heart in a peg cave.
Yeah, I was about to say there's about nothing down there. Let's see what our dwarven blacksmiths have for us today.
That looks like a pair of boots. Time to go fast.
Beautiful. Boots from the blacksmiths, forging our razors a pair of red stilettos. Let's see what Blind has for us today. I haven't seen the eye doctor in years. It's a little bit hard when you are imprisoned by and in your own dungeon. Ooh, Tairr having a little bit of trouble here. Needs to be careful.
He's got to watch his health here.
Oh no!
That one really hurts. That's not one you want to have to go redo. Blind doesn't start in the same spot when you go back into that room after you died once, and it makes the fight a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I think that's why Parisian player is opting to come to Thieves Town later, he's already checked all the chests that he can, knows that there's something behind, or knows that there's not really much behind blind. I believe I counted the items correctly, and we'll just return when he's got either more health or, in this case, he's gonna find that he's gonna have more magic.
And it appears the sick kid had the book.
Literacy for Freddeh over here. And Tairr. So Penguinpuff is more than likely heading over to Kakariko Village. Gonna use that, gonna try to use that, that bottle to find himself some literacy. Still needs to find the hammer to get Darkwold access. Freddeh choosing to go inside Skull Woods this early without the fire rod. Let's see what he finds.
Like you were saying earlier, Skull Woods usually does have something useful in it. Plus, you can check the front half really easily and then run by it later. And sure enough, he's picked up the Quake medallion.
Yeah, it's one of 2 items in Skull Woods. Let's just hope that, for Freddie's sake, that coming into this place, that the second item is not behind Mothula or behind the chest that you need the fire rod to get to. So trying to keep an eye on Tairr's stream over here as far as what he's finding in Thieves Town to see if blind may hold an item.
Oh, it was Silvers. Silvers for Freddeh.
Not too bad. This means that he can dip out of here. He doesn't need to search any more of Skull Woods until he has the fire rod. Should he want to complete it for the green pendant. But yeah, really, really easily accessed Quake and Silver.
And now it looks like he's headed over to Bumper Cave to check out, see what's up there. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the mirror, so he's not going to be able to check Graveyard Ledge.
Yes, the Stump Kid does have that mirror. Looks like only 2 of our racers have managed to find that. Now this is interesting. Parisian is going to be getting his Titan's Mitt here, and Tairr is more than likely finishing up this dungeon. We hope with a good blind fight, will be in the lead as far as crystals go.
And it looks like Penguinpuff's making the walk over to Desert right now.
That's good. We haven't seen the Desert just yet, so kind of curious.
He still hasn't found the book yet, so he's not going to be able to get in.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a problem. But I mean, getting a little bit of information as far as what is on that ledge and what Agina has. Just some bombs. Spend 1 bombs to get 3 bombs. Parisian looking like he's heading up towards Pyramid and quite possibly Quakefish.
I take that back. Penguinpuff does have the book, so we will be getting to see what's inside Desert.
Oh, nice. That is right. We did see Penguinpuff head over to the sick kid. All right, 2 erasers now in Thieves Town. 1 in Desert, 1 heading up towards Quakefish. Ooh, Ether. Oh, choosing to save and quit out. Good idea for Penguinpuff. Unfortunately, if that chest does not contain the big key or the small key, it means that one of those 2 items is on the lamp and you need the boots to bonk it. So it's good that Penguinpuff realized this. Uh-oh. I wonder if Penguinpuff might be making the Aga gamble. Now we know the Aga item isn't needed, so if Penguinpuff does make this, it's gonna be a little, like, quite a bit of a time loss. It's roughly about 4 to 5 minutes, given a good blue ball RNG.
Yep, and that's exactly where he's going. He hasn't found the hammer yet, and he hasn't found Titan's Mitt. So, unfortunately, that's where he's going to go, and it's going to cost him some time.
And we see a beautiful blind fight from Tairr, earning his first crystal and taking the lead. Just want to remind everybody that the opponents are facing Parisian Player versus Freddeh, and it's Penguinpuff versus Tairr. They are not all versus each other.
We saw just a minute ago Parisian Player check Catfish. Catfish just had the red boomerang. And it looks like Tairr's about to get Quake and Silvers.
Tairr's going to be pretty happy to see those silvers. Ganon, while not really too tough of a fight, but having silvers, once they find the bow, if they do not get that that sword upgrade, makes a lot of bosses much easier, because nobody likes going up against Vitreous with a Master Sword unless they absolutely have to. So poor Penguinpuff, making their way up through Aghanim's Tower, completely forgot that the lamp makes this place a lot easier. Choose to save and quit. Yeah, Aghanim's Tower without the lamp is, oh man, it's doable, but you're not gonna like it. Looks like Tairr found the fire rod. Now I'm kind of confused. Fire rod was on blind. Oh no. That's huge. Parisian Player was at blind, could not defeat him, and left fire rod behind. Now, since Tairr did go through Skull Woods, found those two items, will Tairr make the gamble to go pick up the green pendant? We saw that there was really nothing of consequence at the pedestal.
It doesn't look like he's going that way. I think he's going to go check Bumper Cave, Graveyard Ledge, and the two bunk spots over there.
Now it's going to be interesting. Freddeh went to Skull Woods first before going to Thieves Town, so we could see a similar idea coming from here. You know, you go to Skull Woods, you get these great items. You go to Thieves Town, and you get a fire rod, and you're in such close proximity to the dungeon.
Yeah, in Skull Woods, the last part's really, really quick, so I could totally see somebody making that play.
Parisian Player is showing us Death Mountain here. Now we know that Hera is a crystal, so he's going to go up here. Doesn't have the book yet, so can't check the tablet. But the other scary part is that Parisian Player does not have a fire source. So if he needs to go down to the Tairr room, he's gonna have to leave this area until he can complete it, or until he has that fire source, I should say. Ooh, so far not looking good. We see one of the two items in Hera. So this needs to be a big key right here. It is not. Can't imagine poor Parisian Player being too happy about that.
Yeah, that right there is pretty rough to see. At least he can go and check the east side of Death Mountain. He does have the hammer, so it looks like that's where he's headed right now. Maybe he can get lucky and catch the hook shot over here and be able to get Dark Death Mountain as well while he's over here.
right, so it looked like Tairr checked the King's Tomb. Looking at his tracker, I don't think that he found anything of consequence. Freddeh about to get himself some half magic, and Penguinpuff is working on getting that Quake medallion and those silvers. Wow, thank you, chat. Just some rupees in King's Tomb.
And boots were on the blacksmith.
Which might be where Freddeh could be going. Although, if he does, he doesn't know how close he is in proximity to that mirror. Well, this is interesting. So he's got the blacksmith. Where is Freddeh going with the blacksmith?
It looks like he's going to see the tree kid.
Now this is going to be crazy. He's going to be super happy that he happened to get this, and also just by mere coincidence picks up the mirror. Now I think that maybe Freddeh didn't think that he had the mirror and was going, or thought that he may have had the mirror, because I anticipate that he was coming here to mirror and use the shovel.
And while Freddeh was doing all that, Parisian player picked up the lamp and the flaming hot Cheeto sword.
Awesome. So it's not too bad that Tairr got kicked out of Hera, because the only fire source that we knew of previous was the fire rod at Blind. So Tairr with shovel in hand that he got from Thieves Town. He's gonna dig up just a bomb upgrade. Parisian players taking us through the Super Bunny Cave. And Freddie's gonna go get himself a shiny pair of red stilettos. Yes, that is correct. One of the new things that they added in to the randomizers that you can pick up the Dwarven Blacksmith, save and quit, and as long as you get teleported to the light world, he will still be following you.
And I think Parisian player right now is going to check the medallion requirement for Turtle Rock. And it appears we need Bombos.
So, with the information that we have already, 2 medallions have been found. With Ether in Desert Palace and Quake is in Skull Woods, they still don't have the medallion necessary to open up that dungeon.
Tairr's checking Bombo's tablet right now. And it looks like his run's validated. The lonely single arrow.
All right, Parisian making his way to finalize Hera, get his first crystal. A little bit behind Freddeh in his race versus him, and then Tairr is ahead of Penguinpuff, with Thieves Town already taken care of, heading over to Desert to claim his second crystal.
Freddie's bringing the lunchbox back right now. Have we seen what's inside that yet?
We have not, and I love that lunchbox. Now, oh, it's the hook shot.
Man,
hook shot is
that's
inside
a good
that. Now we've seen Tairr already get the boots, but did not do the lunchbox.
So if I'm right, Freddeh hasn't gone up Death Mountain yet, so he's going to have a little advantage when he goes up there. He's going to have the book, he's going to have a fire source, and he's going to have the hookshot to be able to check Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, not to mention just the movement increase that he has over Parisian player finding those boots.
Looks like we're going to get to see a little further in the desert. Tairr's actually got the boots over here.
Yeah, so far, I think he's only found just the big key. There's still one more item. Finds the burrito. So that means that if the item is in desert, it's going to be on Moldorm. So Parisian perhaps showing us what else Hera is hiding. And they did find the, he did find the mushroom in the Super Bunny Cave. And it's just a piece of heart. Okay, so we know that the bug net and a piece of heart are inside of Hera. Which is important if you want to take out Ganon. Wink, wink. So Freddeh now in desert. Easy fight for Parisian player. Alright.
Yeah, getting there with Tempered Sword makes that fight much, much easier. In case of the Troll Dorm is likely not going to happen.
Now, Penguinpuff found the Cane of Samaria. A common strat that you can utilize here is placing the block for the Cane of Samaria around where Blind's head kind of crosses over. So if we see Penguinpuff take too much damage, or yeah, exactly just like that, drops that down, hits it, and get that double hit on it with the when you explode the block. I love using the Cane of Samaria.
I think that's one of the best strats for that fight.
Uh-oh. Ooh, close fight for Penguinpuff, but gets his first crystal. Tairr still in the lead with Desert Palace in hand with that crystal, getting number 5.
Parisian player just checking Spike Cave. All he found in there were 10 arrows.
Alright, Parisian player with enough money in hand, more than likely is heading towards Zora. Alright, so we know that Penguinpuff has not been to Skullwoods yet. We know that it doesn't carry anything anymore that's of consequence, unless Quake is needed for Meyer, and if Meyer is holding something. See Tairr heading over to Eastern. I believe we actually haven't seen Tairr check out Sahasrah's hut, so he's going to get just a couple items there, but more than happy if he goes inside the dungeon and gets that Cane of Samaria. Parisian, unfortunately, is going to be a little bit disappointed in what King Zora has here to offer, just a full health upgrade. And Penguinpuff is going to be excited to get his half magic from the digging game. So between all 4 of our racers, the only places that we have not seen yet is anything delved into Palace of Darkness, of course Misery Mire due to them not having the flute, Swamp or Ice, and of course Turtle Rock, which the majority of them don't have a way in for.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's found Bombos yet, so shouldn't be seeing Turtle Rock anytime soon.
Lamo does have the final item, but it's just a pair of bombs. It looks like Tairr is making his way through. I'm going to guess Death Mountain by the way that he's moving. Yep, it's Death Mountain. So, gonna be bagging himself another crystal. And getting, I believe it was the next sword upgrade was at Death Mountain.
Yep, next sword upgrade's over on the eastern side of Death Mountain, so he'll be picking that up. And I believe What was the other item over there?
I can't remember right now, but I'm excited because Parisian is finally going to get himself a pair of boots to be on the same kind of movement speed as Freddeh.
And it looks like we're seeing Freddeh going in the swamp.
Oh yeah, why would you not? I mean, you got the mirror, you got the hook shot, you got the flippers, and it's a crystal. And with 6 items inside of Swamp Palace, it's a little bit long to check everything, but we're only 40 minutes into the seed, and it seems like an actual pretty fast seed so far. We still need to have the ice rod, we still need the bow. So, I mean, anything could be inside this dungeon. Ooh, what's Tairr gonna find at Ether? Just some love.
And Parisian player picking up his boots.
Now, will Parisian player get the get the lunchbox, as you said?
That's exactly what I was going to say. He does look like he's grabbing a lunchbox. He's going to save and quit, running it over there in the light world, and pick up his hook shot.
Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that the purple box will follow you just like how the gnomes will. That must be one of the updates that I missed.
Yep, they've made it so that you can do that with both the frog and the lunchbox.
Okay, so that explains why one of the races that I commentated, they left the purple chest a couple of screens away while they go check Hype Cave, and I was like, oh no, he left it behind. It's gonna despawn. Because in the vanilla game, it will. If you leave a screen or enter another area, I do believe that the chest despawns. It goes back to its original location. We're seeing Penguinpuff here in Ice Palace. Early big key. I mean, the big key is great to get early, but a lot of people want to see an early small key, so that way they don't have to take the long way around to check all those chests.
Yeah, exactly. I'd much rather have that be a small key than a big key.
The good news is that while Penguinpuff only has the Master Sword coming in here, it does have the half magic, so Cold Stare will not be a problem. For anybody that's ever seen a low percent run of this game, doing Cold Stare with the Master Sword it's insanely tough. Spins get you the tempered sword damage, but most people opt to use the hammer, and we all know how tricky that hammer hitbox can be. Alright, Penguinpuff, without the hook shot, is still going to do the Ice Palace bomb jump. Does it first try, beautiful execution. Tairr, unfortunately, taking a fall down in Hera, has the mirror out, restart the area. Unfortunate to see that happen.
Here we go with the bomb strat on the penguins.
Yeah, that is a low percent strategy, as the penguins don't take a lot of damage. I think they take about 4 to 5 slashes with the Master Sword in order to defeat. Ice Golem's going down easy. Finding that small key, that is another great place to see that small key. So
right.
Penguinpuff doesn't need to use the hookshot or re-enter the dungeon in order to check all these locations. Or possibly we did see Penguinpuff practicing that Ice Palace bomb jump, the second one, to get across without the hookshot. It's kind of funny when you're practicing for just as like a small percentage of that outcome to happen, and you're in that situation where you may actually just need to use it. Now this is an interesting to note. Tairr is using sword spins on Moldorm. Now that does do the tempered sword damage, same way as you would to hit it with the hammer, only takes 3 spins.
Right, and that's one of those bosses where the Master Sword and the Fighter Sword do the same amount of damage. So it's really beneficial for him to do the spins there.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've been covering all these things. We've been missing everything that Freddie's been doing inside of Swamp Palace. And he finds the Ice Rod at the very end of it. I'm not sure if he went all the way left, but the Ice Rod all the way at Argus.
He did not go all the way left, but Ice Rod at Argus is pretty big. Penguinpuff also just found Bombos inside of Ice Palace. So we're starting to get a look at where all the items are. Now we just need to find that bow.
To be honest, like sub-hour finding all 3 medallions, it's a great security knowing that, all right, you have all the medallions, you don't need to worry what medallions open up each dungeon. You have what you need. We rarely see this happen this early with all 3 medallions.
Yeah, that's definitely not something we see early. And another nice thing too is finding Ice Rod, because Ice Rod is one of those items that can be absolutely anywhere in the game, except for, of course, off the boss in Turtle Rock. But, you know, bow, there's only certain places that can be, so they got a little bit of chance of finding that one.
Yeah, I love to find the Ice Rod first thing personally, even if it's not necessary for Turtle Rock. Being able to freeze those guards and throw them at other guards as a weapon it's funny just to do that. Just and was that Silvers? No, it wasn't Silvers. This was Arrow Gray. That's right. Silvers were in Swamp Palace. Forgive me. The quality of the video is not all that great. At least on our end. We hope you guys are getting such a beautiful video. So no bow and ice. Well, so far. Cold Stare still holding an item.
And now Freddy's going to check left side of Swamp Palace, see if anything's over there.
Now it's interesting. We might see Bo in Turtle Rock, given where the locations of these items are, and nothing really preventing them from going to Turtle Rock at this point, because Freddy has everything that he needs minus the Candace and Mario, which is pretty early in Eastern. Ooh, good grouping of Cold Stare by Penguinpuff here.
Very nice Cold Stare kill by Penguinpuff. And he only gets a piece of heart for his efforts.
Yeah, Freddy left Swamp Palace, so there must have not been really anything at all outside of that Ice Rod at Cold Stare. So depending on if anybody decides to take speed strats and go through there and just kind of like run straight to the boss and gamble that there's nothing on the left side, which some of our other racers may opt to do, depending on how long it takes them to find that hook shot. So we see Freddy making his way into Ice Palace. Unfortunate for Parisian Player, only has 1 crystal on the way versus his opponent Freddy having 3 crystals, working on his 4th. And then Penguinpuff, only 1 crystal behind Tairr.
And it looks like Penguinpuff's going up to do his Death Mountain check. Probably do Hera while he's up here. Unfortunately, doesn't have the hook shot to check Hook Shot Cave.
And I think we may be seeing a Swamp Palace check from Tairr. Oh! Where is he going? Could he possibly be showing us the last one of the last remaining dungeons that we have not seen yet? Nope, it looks like he's going to go to Pyramid and more likely Quakefish. Penguinpuff not interested in the in that bug net. Freddeh, unfortunately, forced to use one of the red potions in order to complete this bomb jump here. Ooh, still having difficulty. That's looking good. So far, what we need to know, or what we know that some of our racers need to do, we know that Tairr needs to go and get himself the hook shot from the purple chest. That will lead him to do Swamp Palace, get a crystal, and also get himself that ice rod. Penguinpuff needs to go to Death Mountain on the right side to get that lamp. That'll help with a couple dungeons. And then still needs to go, well, if he would want to utilize silvers, he needs to go into Swamp Palace. Out of the two top racers, what do you remember that Parisian and Freddeh need to do?
I kind of got distracted here. Tairr's actually gone into pod. We're going to see what's in pod, and he does get a key out of the first chest. So he gets to keep going. If that chest wasn't a key, he'd be bow locked right there. But now he's going to get to check some of the back half of pod. We might find a bow back here. We'll see what happens.
That is always a trolley situation coming into Palace of Darkness, and you know you kind of need a bow in order to check everything, but you still find it. So he has to drop down here in order to get this. Hopefully it's a small key that will allow him to progress farther into pod. Beautiful. Now, there are pretty good odds that the chests back here, deep into pod, are going to have a small key for him. What he needs to avoid while he has that one key is he doesn't want to check the one that's right above that room that he dropped down into. And he doesn't want to go into the room right below the turtles that are in the room to the right, just in case he only gets one key, because he still wants to head over to the left side and check those three. Looks like he was going to do that, but does not have a small key. We see a hammer strat in Hera from Penguinpuff here.
He did pick up a small key there, so we will get to see what's in that room with the three chests.
Uh-oh. He's going down. If this isn't a small key, this is the end of him for pod right now. Lucky break for Tairr, a key for a key trade. So Penguinpuff now caught up with Tairr, but has the difference of the Ice Palace. Desert Palace is not going to be completable right now without those boots, so Penguinpuff needs to go to the Dwarven Blacksmiths to get the shoes. We see Tairr setting up for a bomb jump here. I believe he's doing this in order to save a small key. Decides to use it anyway. But I did like that strat. I liked the go for it. Kind of a way to approach that.
Yeah, that would have been really good for him to save the small key there. Then he could have checked those other two locations. Or even just go finish. No, he couldn't finish the dungeon because he doesn't have the bow.
Yeah, the mimic, at least the red mimics, you need the bow for, unfortunately. So just finds a shield and 300 rupees there. So pod, unfortunately, is bow locked for the remainder of the two chests that he wants to check. Decides to go into Eastern. Now he's going to be pretty happy to see this. He's going to see the Canis de Maria. Now, he has not been up to Oh, no, wait, he has been over there. So he's seen that he needs Bombo. And we know Bombos is an ice, so given the proximity of where he is in the map, he may choose to go to Ice Palace, get that Bombos, and maybe take that gamble up in Turtle Rock that the Ice Rod is there. So, 4th crystal here for Freddeh, completing Ice Palace. Parisian completed Swamp and got himself a Ice Rod.
If I'm thinking correct right now, Bo should be in Turtle Rock. I think all the runners have checked all the spots that we can get to currently. We don't have the flute, so Dark Mire isn't available. And I can't think of anywhere else that hasn't been checked yet.
Hookshot Cave, I believe, is one of the only other options.
I think I saw somebody go into Hookshot Cave. I could be wrong, though.
It's possible. With 4 races, it's a little bit tough to keep track of every location. Let's see, Penguinpuff is going on the dark side of Death Mountain. Super Bunny Cave, I don't think really paid off with any items. Also, the mushroom, I don't believe, has been turned in at all. So Hashala having the bow is possible.
Yeah, even if he does have the bow, we still have to find a flute somewhere too, so.
Could be mean if the flute is inside Turtle Rock, leading them to go to the Misery Mire area to get the bow.
That'd be extremely mean.
So Penguinpuff heading over to more than likely do the Spike Cave. Hopefully Parisian player is going to head off to go check the Hookshot Cave. If we haven't seen it, this will be new information for me. But if we have seen it, it'll just be like a reminder of what was in this location. So Freddeh heading up, looking like he didn't check what was that Lumberjack Cave. So kind of getting word like, oh, okay, I'm looking for these few items. Can it be behind Aghanim? And it's going to be relieved that, okay, good. You know, it did not need to do Aghanim at all. Looks like Tairr wanted to go the opposite end of Escape, check that last chest that he didn't have access to, but didn't have that small key in order to open up that door.
Yep, we're definitely seeing the Hookshot Cave check right now.
Alright, this could be big. If this is where the bow is, this could be really big for Parisian right here. Allow him to catch up with Freddeh. Unfortunately not. Alright, so yeah, it's gotta be Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock or
Turtle Rock or the Mushroom.
Or Mire. If one of those things leads to the flute. So it looks like Freddie's making his way up Death Mountain. Penguinpuff making an effort into Pod. Still no boots for Penguinpuff, unfortunately. Ooh, Tairr grabbing the lunchbox, gonna get himself a hook shot. This is exciting. This could lead him to Swamp Palace, which is gonna give him that last piece that he needs to check out Turtle Rock. And Parisian is into ice.
Now that's going to give him Bombos, Fire Rod, Ice Rod. He'll be good to go for Turtle Rock as well. I'm
liking the strat that Tairr is using. So he saved and quit, went to Link's house, and then is going into the Dark World using the portal underneath there, so that way he can go to Swamp Palace. at the same time that he kind of turns to this in. Now this is going to work out really fortuitous for him. Because he kind of wants to check Swamp Palace just to see maybe Vanilla Hookshot is there, but it's going to be boom, right there. Go to Swamp right now. Your plan just working out for you right underneath the hour mark.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling good about that play right now.
Now, Parisian's going to be pretty excited to see the Bombos inside this dungeon. It might put in his head, like, okay, you know, Turtle Rock is going to be a play here soon. I just need to find that Cane of Samara, which we know is inside Eastern. All right, Penguinpuff. Now, there wasn't really anything of consequence here, unfortunately. So this is going to be a second trip for Penguinpuff. Luckily, his opponent, Tairr, also has to double dip into this dungeon. But depending on where he finds the bow, could be in go mode after finding that bow. Which we still do not know where it is. It's got to be Turtle Rock area. I'm totally with you on this one.
Yeah, and if it's not Turtle Rock, like you said, it'll be something like the flute that leads us to the bow. But whatever it is, it's going to start in Turtle Rock.
I mean, the chances are much better. 5 items in Turtle Rock. Ooh, Parisian player bunnied. All right, I believe this chest coming up here for Parisian player was the Bombos. Nope. But we do know it's in here. So Penguinpuff getting the small shield. Freddeh hitting the Tairr. So after Parisian finishes Ice Palace, that's still going to keep him 1 crystal behind Freddeh. Tairr is working his way through Swamp Palace. Exactly. Chat is like, we're on the same level. It's got to be at like one of those couple of places. I bet you guys are probably looking forward to like that green pendant play. But yeah, Turtle Rock just has so much more possibility with the item drops. So it looks like Tairr is going to do the full Swamp Palace experience, going all the way to the left side, being careful not to accidentally flood the key. Penguinpuff is making his way up to Pyramid. Now, there's a lot of plays that Penguinpuff still hasn't done. We've already talked about the boots at the blacksmith, but that's exactly where Penguinpuff needs to go. To get there, to get that combo with the purple chest. Because right now, with the items that Tairr has currently and is about to get, he's like so close. He'll be 1 item away from that go mode. Or 2, sorry. He does need to visit Ice Palace in order to get the Bombos tablet. Medallion.
Am I seeing this correctly? That Swamp and Desert are crystals 5 and 6.
They are.
That opens up Pyramid Fairy. Could have a bow there as well.
You know, you are 100% right. I didn't even think about that. That's probably why Freddeh decided to do those dungeons in that order. because we see that he does have both of those crystals, and is the only one that has those right now.
He does, but it looks like he's headed to Turtle Rock anyway.
Maybe hoping to find Canis Samaria over here. Beautiful fire rod strats from Parisian Player. Nothing of consequence from the Quakefish. Penguinpuff saving and quitting out. Let's see where he goes next. Oh, looks like he accidentally went to the Death Mountain Cave. Was wanting to go to Sanctuary. So this is good. For those of you that are rooting for Penguinpuff, send him all your positive energy to go towards the Dwarven Blacksmiths. Tairr negating the stair glitch. Now it's really interesting. Parisian Player has been to a lot of the same places that his opponent has, but still is coming up a little bit short on some of those items.
It does look like he's making the play on the green pendant, though. So we might get to see what that comes up with.
If it's the bow, it's huge. That means that bow was like real early possible to obtain. Yeah, he's already been through here, so he just knows that since he has that small key, he just needs to get into the last little section as fast as possible.
Now, will finding the bow this late make him think he's behind?
It's possible, but given that he hasn't found Samaria, he might feel a little bit more confident that, you know, Samaria is perhaps locked by some kind of, you know, like it was like bow locked, it might be in pod, and you have to go over on that right side.
Yeah, I keep forgetting he still doesn't have Samaria.
Yeah, or the book, which is interesting. He's been over to Kakariko Village a couple of times and still hasn't checked out the sick kid.
Fortunately, though, the book didn't really turn up anything, so it's kind of going to look out there.
Yeah, but it does give him that access to Desert Palace, which gives him that second of the 2 crystals needed for the double-chested fairy.
This is true.
So gets that green pendant. He's going to turn that in immediately. Let's see what Sahasrah's got. In the meantime, Tairr got himself a ice rod. Penguinpuff got himself boots finally, and is about to get a hook shot. Now, Tairr does have 5 and 6. So buying this bomb right here, since Ganon wasn't defeated, needs to go all the way around unless he's about to do... Nope, he just chooses to get in like the situation where you can dash with the bomb. If you use the hook shot and then right before the bomb catches up to you, you start to dash, the bomb will start to follow you. It won't get left behind by pressing A. Now, if Flute is behind Double Chested Fairy, this will be an interesting development because it'll force our racers to go check Mire area, and it could be a bust if the mirror, or not the mirror, if the bow isn't over there.
Yeah, if they go do all that and then the bow ends up being in Turtle Rock, that's really going to hurt him.
All right, Parisian choosing to drop the mirror there. If Sahasrah has the bow,
and it is the flute. It is the flute inside Fat Fairy.
All right, let's see if this is a false flag. If it's not, that's a huge lead, unfortunately, for Penguinpuff, Tairr's opponent. Freddeh also about to get the flute, which is going to be huge against his opponent, Parisian player. So I think we're going to see Freddeh and Tairr do the same exact thing. Activate the flute, check Mire area. So Parisian in Palace of Darkness. Unfortunately, a waste. It'll just be a waste of time against his opponent. Penguinpuff in Swamp Palace going to get that Ice Rod shortly, and now has everything necessary for Turtle Rock. So it's a race as far as things go for Penguinpuff. Just going to get that Ice Rod, more than likely going to head up to Turtle Rock. And it's going to put Tairr and Penguinpuff on even ground as far as crystals go.
All right, Mire's shed appears to be empty, so still looking for that bow.
Checkerboard Cave's still an option. Looks like Ether is going to open up Mire.
And we're about to see what's in Checkerboard Cave.
I'd imagine if this doesn't pay off, that Tairr is going to go inside Ice Palace. It does not. So yes, Flute was a bit of a false flag, but it does allow him quicker access across the map. So let's see where he goes. It's Ice Palace. He's making the Ice Palace jump. This is exciting. He's going to get that Bombos. So yeah, we've exhausted the other options. It's in Turtle Rock or Mire. It's those two dungeons has the bow for our runners.
I wonder if anybody's going to make the play going to Mire first. And if the bow's there, then they get to go to Turtle Rock and go mode as opposed to everybody else that'll full clear it.
Yeah, it's all on Freddeh to make that play right now. He's in the area. But he's also looking for Samaria. So if he does get it, and it looks like he's just fluting out. So yeah, even with how long it took Penguinpuff to find Boots and the hookshot, still was only one crystal behind his opponent. Sorry, coughing fit. So Parisian now has Samaria in hand and the necessary items to go into Turtle Rock. Now this is really exciting. They are tied on crystals. So Parisian player is going to check this last chest. More than likely leave because can't check Armos, can't do anything else in this dungeon, and is going to make that run up to Turtle Rock. Yeah, Parisian does need to get away into Desert Palace, either the book or the flute.
I think he's going to check that one last chest and escape.
That is what it appears. At first, I didn't think that Parisian would go to Aghanim, but yeah, this last chest I don't believe was checked by any of our runners.
No, but at the same time, he doesn't have any keys on hand, so I believe it's just a key to open the door that's right above the chest.
Freddeh is making the green pendant gamble. Fortunately, Mothula giving him one heck of a fight, having to use another red potion, as we saw Freddeh use that red potion in Ice Palace to make the jump. So Freddeh is now out of red potions. So nothing was in that final chest and escape. Parisian player, where are you going?
I think he's going to Sick Kid right now to get his book.
Beautiful. So that's going to lead him to desert. Nothing really in desert outside of ether. But it's going to give him another crystal. So that'll put him on par with Freddeh. Tairr just finishing up with Ice Palace right here.
And it looks like Freddie's off to be disappointed by Pod as well.
Yeah, unfortunately for Freddeh, just been making a couple of these plays one after the other. Getting this green pendant from Skullwood's going to be disappointed from that. Going to go inside Pod most likely first, going to be disappointed by that one. But going to find the Canis Samaria inside Eastern.
Yeah, finding that hopefully sends him up to Turtle Rock.
I was saying once he gets the Desert Palace completed, he's going to be on par as far as crystals go with Freddeh. Just to clarify a little bit. And there's Bombos for Tairr. He didn't skip it, he was just coming back to it. Sometimes they accidentally hit the button that pops the chest open, but you have to go back through that room. Yeah, all this stuff that Freddie's doing, Parisian's already been through, so these little time wastes, essentially, that that Freddie's doing with these gambles is allowing Parisian to catch up on those crystals. Because Parisian does have everything necessary to get into Turtle Rock, which is why, one of the reasons why I said he's going to be on par and potentially surpass once he gets to Turtle Rock and hopefully finds that bow. Which I believe is where Tairr is going to go next. Tairr, interesting trick here. He's showing off that you can use a Fire Rod shot, and right as the Fire Rod shot hits the Ice Cage on Cold Stare, it also counts as a Fire Rod shot, so you can utilize less magic on that. But only works if you have Sword Beams.
Hey, Penguinpuff starting out at Mountain Cave. He might be making a play on Turtle Rock.
I'm excited. We've been theorizing on what are in these last two dungeons we haven't seen. Yeah, I do apologize if my microphone dropped that. It is a driver issue.
Yep, we're definitely seeing Turtle Rock out of Penguinpuff, and Tairr's headed up Death Mountain as well. Maybe he's headed the same exact place.
Yeah, but I don't think we saw the chest checked by Tairr, so he's making a couple of checks on his way up to the dungeon.
Definitely the most efficient time to check them.
Ooh, seeing that mushroom there, you got to have ideas. That could be a potential location for the bow right now.
Yeah, we still haven't had that turned in, and we do have a couple players with flute. The flute makes it nice and easy. You can flute right over to the witch's house, drop it off, run off the screen, come back, get your item, and flute back on out of there.
Alrighty, so we're seeing Freddeh unsuccessful in his pod adventure, coming into Eastern. Now, if you see the Canis Amaria early, this far into the seed, do you just like save and quit out of here and just go straight to Turtle Rock?
You would almost have to. It would either be go there or go Mire. And with Turtle Rock being a crystal, Mire being a pendant, I would think Turtle Rock would be the play to make.
Yeah, all eyes right now on Penguinpuff as the first one inside Turtle Rock, giving us the information that we crave. And man, all four of our racers, well, so far 3 of our racers making their way to Turtle Rock. Chooses not to save and quit out.
Penguinpuff's coming up on the dreaded change on broom.
It's got that red mail though. It's not going to be as dreaded, but they still do a lot of damage.
Still 2 full hearts every time you get hit.
Nice fairy drop there from the Pokies. Ooh, getting beat up, but very happy to have that red mail.
Definitely,
Tairr,
he would have been dead with anything else.
Yeah, fortunately, Tairr really low on health, but still has 2 red potions and gets the fairy drop as well. Gets the nice setup, the immunity, and races through.
Very nicely done by Tairr.
So yeah, everybody's going to T-Rock right now. It's funny how about an hour ago everybody was going checking the same locations, and then they all spread out, and now they're all right back here.
We had a moment of divergence, and now a moment of convergence.
I love how you put that, expertly done. A little bit of trouble for Tairr in that room. He's making quick progress through these rooms, catching up to Penguinpuff. Penguinpuff is only about 2 rooms ahead of Tairr right now.
Are we going to get to see what's in Mimic Cave, too? Bo could be there.
I believe so. Flute being required is still up for debate. A little bit of difficulty here for Penguinpuff with these mimics. Interesting to note that you can hold on to the railing and direct them after you stop flashing. All All right, so just 20 rupees there. So Mimic Cave did not pay off.
It's gotta be Laser Bridge. Sure,
Freddeh
there's a couple chests on the way, but no, it's gotta be a Laser Bridge.
Yeah, unfortunately, Freddeh is the last one into Turtle Rock. Had to do some more of that Dark World location checking.
And as close as all the players are now, it really could come down to left side, right side gambling Ganon's Tower. So it looks like everybody's at about the same progression level in the same dungeon.
Yeah, all of our racers have been to Palace of Darkness at least once, so they all have the big key. They all have the knowledge of like where everything is, and if they do find that bow, they just need to run straight on through. Man, this is all so exciting. We're all waiting. We're all waiting to see if it's here or Mire. Or Mushroom. Those are the 3 locations left.
Tairr is all but caught up with Penguinpuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, Penguinpuff trying to set up these laser skips. Sink green rupee. Tairr unfortunately falls down.
Looks like he's going to take the safety exit at the end, and I don't blame him there.
Nope, it's not at the laser bridge. Could it be behind Trinex?
Man, that's rough. It's behind Trinex. It could also be the mushroom, too. Nobody's checked the mushroom yet.
Lovely cane dash from Penguinpuff, being able to hit those two crystal switches. Now that's a dangerous move, what Parisian Player did. Sometimes, when you try to get that immunity boost around the roller, you can get yourself stuck on the side of the chest. Mushroom was checked. Mushroom is bong bag. I apologize, chat. I apologize.
Sorry, chat.
Oh, dangerous fight here for Penguinpuff. It gets through. This is true. Could be at the magic bat, should they find powder. You're right, I shouldn't apologize to you guys, you animals. You beautiful animals, you. Alright, Penguinpuff saving and quitting. Unfortunately, does not have that flute. So, it was not behind Trinex. Leaving only Mire. And Tairr has the way in.
Yeah, both Tairr and Freddeh can get into Mire. Parisian Player and Penguinpuff still need to go do Pyramid Fairy, get their flute, and flute on over there.
And that's exactly where Tairr is going. He knows exactly what he hasn't checked yet. Oh, quick stop with the mushroom. Man, all the excitement was on Turtle Rock. Because that would have made this race so much closer for Penguinpuff and Tairr. But it's not over yet, as we see Penguin is now getting the big bomb, which will allow him to pick up that flute. So it's still anybody's race, but Tairr is ahead of Penguinpuff at this moment. Yeah, this is definitely a fortuitous move for Penguinpuff.
And it looks like Parisian player might also be going to do the big bomb. Or maybe not.
Looks like Parisian is making a couple of decisions. I thought he was going to go to desert, but he might be going to go do the big bomb.
Yep, definitely going back for big bomb.
So that's great. That's going to keep him ahead of Freddeh. Actually, they will be almost exact. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Checking bombos. And then going to go do desert. That's unfortunate for Parisian player. So which chest is this bow going to be in?
I'm going to make a guess and say it's going to be the big chest.
Depending on where the big key is, that could be really evil. Or even as far as bow on Vitreous?
That would be painful.
Yeah, Tairr still has a bit of a lead because there it is. Yeah, Penguinpuff is going to check these two, the shed and the checkerboard cave before going into Mire. Tairr having the bow. He's in go mode, ladies and gentlemen. He is in go mode. So super crazy, needing to get through Desert Palace, Swamp Palace, in order to get crystals 5 and 6, take the flute, and then go into Mire. But you also had to dip into Desert first and get yourself that ether, so that way you could open up Mire.
This definitely has been one crazy seed. And it does look like Penguinpuff is going to go into Mire, and he is going to pick up his bow. That'll put him in go mode, a little bit behind Tairr. Could still make up the time difference, though.
It looks like Tairr is opting to take the right side. I don't know. I don't know why. Oh, he still needs a small key.
Yeah, he needs that small key. You need one once you get past the hammer spot.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not exactly faster to go this way if you're trying to get through the dungeon. Now, just to remind chat, Tairr still does have 2 red potions, so he's not really much in danger. And also coming up here soon, he's going to have 3 pots in order to refill some of his health pool. Which is exactly what he goes for. So if you're in Tairr's position, and you find the bow in Misery Mire after going through all of Turtle Rock, do you feel like you're behind, or do you still feel that you made all the right choices in the seed?
You're going to feel like you made all the right choices, but you're going to be hoping that your opponent didn't gamble and end up coming to Mire early.
And there is Penguinpuff's bow. Freddeh also getting the bow, and Parisian player is not going to be that far off behind him. So a lot of our racers simultaneous go modes within about a minute of each other. So Parisian player versus Freddeh up at top, and Penguinpuff versus Tairr at bottom. Tairr's going to have a good 2-minute lead on Penguinpuff here. Tairr would have had an even faster lead if he would have gotten that bomb jump. Would have had one key saved. It's gonna be a fast Helmasaur for Tairr. Gonna use that silver arrow, shoot him right in the gem. Boom. One shot, Helmasaur down.
All right, now Tairr's going to be heading off to Ganon's castle.
Yep, it's time
Penguinpuff
to
not far behind.
Time to play everybody's favorite game. Guess the big key location in Ganon's tower.
Let's see the numbers in the chat.
Popping up and seeing some 7, some 11, always 11. So much to keep track of.
That's a lot of tile room I see.
Tile room. People want to see a lot of tile room today. Behind Bob. 0, it's on the torch. I do love seeing that big key on the torch, though. Because just in the room to the right of that, there is a small key, so it almost makes it as quick. Parisian making his way to pod. I gotta imagine one of these racers has to be kicking themselves about Meyer.
Most definitely. I mean, like I say, they got to be thinking, I played this right, but if the other guy gambled, I'm in big trouble.
Yeah, and really the only people that had the ability to make that gamble was Freddeh and Tairr versus their opponents. So that could have been a huge lead. It would have been, you finish that off, you go Palace of the Darkness, you go up to Chota Rock, go mode that dungeon, and just go straight left to G Tower.
Yeah, that would have been a huge time save for him.
All right, we see Tairr making the common right side first. Just the first 2 chests. Depending on if he gets a small key, may progress on, continuing the right side gamble. No small key, no way to do that. Have to go left.
That right side gamble is something I always love to see.
Oh man, Helmasaur giving Penguinpuff a little bit of a hard time here, dodging those silver arrow shots. Small key on the torch. So far we're up to 3. Tairr is not going to let us see Bob today. I believe we're going to see a lot of that today. With a small key up there, you're not going to see Bob. So no small key in this room. So it looks like Tairr is committed to left side. Not going to mirror out and continue a right side gamble. His opponent, Penguinpuff, is now making his approach to Ganon Tower. So looking like Penguinpuff is about 3 to 4 minutes behind Tairr. It could come down to a huge gamble if Penguinpuff decides to get a small key and go to the right side, and if it's on there, that could make up a lot of time between them.
It definitely could, but if that key ends up being over here, that could cost him even more.
Yeah, it looks like Freddeh actually has much more of a significant lead against his opponent, Parisian player.
Tairr having a little bit of fun with the bombs.
I mean, when he got so many. There it is. Continues check-in. And gets powder.
Got to make sure you fill up the item grid.
So let's see, that was... It was 10th chest, so whoever said 10, a lucky winner is you. But Tairr does have a couple of red potions. Let's see if he remembers them. That can happen. You can get them really early, get through a seed, get super excited to get that last item, and just completely forget about them. It looks like he may have forgotten about them or is saving them.
I'm thinking he might have forgot, because at 1 heart, just getting hit by another ball there sends you all the way back to the start, so...
Oh yeah, and that would help Penguinpuff out. So yeah, Parisian is going to be about 2.5 minutes behind his opponent. All it takes is for one slip up by Freddeh, and Parisian player can bring it really close.
Tairr's down here making some really quick work of the gauntlet.
Yeah, Tairr is an experienced runner of the no major glitches category. So when he's in go mode, he's definitely somebody to watch out for. I'm not too sure on his opponent if Penguinpuff has ran no major glitches.
And Freddeh just got his big key, headed up to the gauntlet. Penguinpuff's about to get his and head on up too.
You can't help but think, as a Parisian player in this moment, that you go up to this area where these Stoffos are, take care of them, check the 4 chests, don't get the big key. Your mind might wander and go, all right, you know what, do I make that right side gamble?
It's very possible he might do it. I'm hoping he doesn't, though.
Tairr pretty safe, didn't despawn G Tower, which would have been a huge time loss against his opponent.
Yeah, despawning G Tower is something you never want to see. Freddeh also getting knocked off right where Tairr got knocked off.
Now, I don't think that Tairr is going to validate. I think that Tairr is just going to get through this, hookshot it, and blast his way on towards Ganon 2. I don't see him stopping. Oh, he's stopped! Chat's gonna go wild over that.
All over 20 rupees.
$20 of validation, my friend. $20 of validation. Oh, Penguinpuff having a little bit of trouble with these skeletons. You don't want to slash them up. Left, right, and down is the best way to handle those guys. So far, 2 hits for Tairr.
And he does have the bug net out.
Believe that only counted as one. Ooh, and he gave us a bug net charge. Trying to finish this off in style. There it is. So taking a look up at Parisian Player and Freddeh. Freddeh is not that far ahead of Parisian Player. He's making great strides. He's already closed a little bit of time between them. Yeah, it's looking like Parisian Player is now just about a room and a half. No, 2 rooms behind Freddeh right now.
Yeah, that race is turning up real close. This could be a really close finish.
Tairr needs to be careful here. One more hit from Ganon and it's all over. Using the cape and the half magic. Now see, that's the trick if you're going to use the cape. You want to come out right after you get that first slash, because some of the fire bats can still be off screen. And the last thing you want to be is stuck in that situation where you can't move because of the coming out of the cape animation and that fire bat snipes you.
And he's going for the torch glitch. Gets it.
Alright, if Freddeh falls here on Moldorm, that's really all the time that Parisian needs to close the gap. Alright.
Tairr's finished off Ganon.
Yep, we have an official SRL time for Tairr of 1:47.54. So GG's to Tairr. Looks like Parisian had a little bit of trouble on Lanmo 2. Lost a couple of rooms against Freddeh. Freddeh already on Aghanim 2. Quick work of him.
That was an excellent Aga 2 fight.
Got good patterns set up perfectly.
Nailing the triple right at the end. Penguinpuff and Freddeh hitting Ganon at almost exactly the same time.
Yep. Now, Freddeh doesn't have any red potions, but does have the cape and half magic. Parisian has potions. But I think with all the safeties, the only thing that Freddeh needs to fear is getting knocked off.
Yeah, now that we're in phase 3, getting knocked off is possible. player of Freddy's caliber, though, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Beautiful Aghanim 5 from Parisian. You just gotta see what Freddeh does. Oh! Oh no! Oh, so close! Menuing right there could have been the downfall of Freddeh.
I almost had to eat my words. GG's to Freddeh, though. And he's got an official SRL time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, 30 seconds.
Not bad, not bad. Alright, so with Penguinpuff almost being done and Parisian Player almost being done, I'm going to start sending out the invitations for the interviews. We want to bring these racers in.
Yeah, let's bring him on in and talk to him. While you do that, just want to remind everybody, give all these racers a follow. They really put on a good show today. It's been really exciting to watch. And it looks like Parisian finishes up Ganon right there. Gonna dance around the room a little bit before he walks into the Triforce room.
He actually has to hit a specific spot so we can get in there. He's actually having a hard time getting in. As long as he doesn't hit that torch at the corner, he'll be fine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring Penguinpuff in here. I'm going to bring Freddeh in here.
I guess I'm getting dragged in here. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with the Penguinpuff and Tairr race right now. First of all, Tairr, GG on your win. How'd you feel about when you found Bo in Mire? Did you feel that your opponent may have made a gamble, something like that?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, it's... Bo and Maya is bullshit.
You're not wrong.
Do you need a Gatorade right now, Tairr?
Gatorade.
What about you, Penguinpuff? How are you feeling about this seed?
It's a pretty good time. I can't really complain. I feel like after T-Rock, I kind of followed the logic and I got the flute, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna gamble Mire because I think I'm pretty behind because of my early plays.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting game to watch. All four of you guys, you started off doing the same standard checks, and then everybody went in different directions. And then everybody kind of converged back into Turtle Rock all at the same time. It was,
Oh wow.
Random.
it was pretty amazing to watch.
Did anyone else attempt Agnaham Darkroom without like having any knowledge of how to do it whatsoever?
I
No,
was
sir.
thinking about it.
You were the lone adventurer on that little excursion. Made a comment of like, out of all the dark rooms that you could possibly attempt in this game, that is the absolute worst.
Basically, like my
It
thought
really is.
process was I just completely forgot about the 3 chests at the end of Escape. So I'm like, I'm gonna just keep on moving forward while I think about what I missed. Because I'm like, I think I should have the lap by now. So it's either the guy with the guy in town who has it, because I didn't check him yet, and I had like $50, and I'm like, this is just gonna take a long time. I might as well just go egg and see what happens.
Yeah, and I don't mean to take any attention off of you two guys, but GG to the winner for our top match, which was Parisian Player and Freddeh. Freddeh, congratulations.
Thank
what
you.
was going through your mind with some of the scene? Because like you were a little bit lost at the beginning, but then you were just flying through the second half of it. But you did have that weird lull of you went into Palace of Darkness, you went into Skullwoods, kind of close together, and they didn't really pay off with too much. But getting into Eastern and getting that Cane of Samaria, that was like the big payoff that we were like waiting for you to look for.
Yeah, I'm sure I was probably the last one to get that, because I'm like, of course it's an Eastern after checking everything else. I was kind of staring at Meyer that entire like second half, like going here.
I mean, after I went Eastern very last, I don't know what else I had to check after Eastern. So
yeah, I did too. Basically, I could have checked Meyer before Eastern. That's about it. And I think I left Graveyard Cliff. I think that was the only other place I left. I didn't
understand the logic of the seed, because I sequence break and find the lamp in East Death Mountain. So I was like, yeah.
Flute was on the frickin' Fat Fairies, and you could do 5 and 6 without getting up to Death Mountain.
That's what I thought at some point, but still, like sequence breaking clearly then was probably worth it. I don't know.
Yeah, I went up there really late personally, because I was trying to find at least Ice Rod and maybe Cane first. But yeah, Cane was at EP and Bo was at Meyer, so rip that. Yeah, I should have listened to my own advice, which is never go into Easterner pod without Bo. Is once again correct.
I could have. Honestly, I did the same. I went to Eastern and pot at the same time with that Bo. And you get so many chests to open up at that point that for me it was worth it. But
yeah, at that point I only had, I think, Meyer. I actually went and did Pedestal check and did Mothula before going over to Eastern and pod. So I just had to check the Sahasrara, and then I had Meyer, Graveyard Cliff, and Sahasrara and EP pod at that point.
Skullwoods also.
Yeah, I did Skullwoods right away, basically.
Yeah, I finished it also.
Yeah.
But I should have won that race if I had not died to blind.
Oh, that's rough.
That cost me 2 minutes because I needed to re-enter Thieves Town and I needed to re-enter Skullwoods, and that probably cost me 2 minutes. And yeah, I finished 1 minute after you. It's just 2 minutes on Asteral. It's just that I messed up with the moonwalk a little bit for fun, but
yeah, I was kind of having issues in the climb too, in a couple spots, especially Moldorm 2, or no, Lemolus 2. That was one.
What time did Penguinpuff finished? I saw that Tairr finished at 1:47.
I got 151. How about you guys?
Yeah, okay. So
yeah, 150.
So yeah, I would have got a high 151, so still would have yeah, so and without the death maybe a sub 150. But anyway.
Yeah, it was a seed.
I have no hope on that kind of things, like whatever I'll do. And I don't understand because I mean my blind fights were always good recently when I was playing. And I entered with beams, 5 hearts, which is way enough, and I died.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I had red mail going into it, and I was like, okay, well.
But the point of speedrunning the game, if you're not able to do blind with 5 hearts.
Tournament nerves are real too, so don't be so hard on yourself. I know I made a lot of mistakes.
It's just that I'm stupid, but
blind is hard sometimes, especially if you get off the script.
No, honestly, apart from that, yeah, some weird things like clearly I'm I'm routing bad. I forgot. I didn't route well to go to see Kid. I didn't route well to go check the. Oh yeah, and I can't count because I went to open the last chest in Escape. Another minute time loss. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I instead of when I got the Titan mitts in Hype Cave, I mistakenly went up to Catfish and Pyramid instead of just going straight to Village of Outcasts. That kind of wasted a bit of time for me as well. Because I could have just gone straight, gotten Mirror, done all that, taken Blacksmith straight up. Would have been such a bigger routing time save.
Well, wait, there's no future for me in that tournament.
It was
No
only
future.
round 1. You get the easy
Statistically,
matches now.
if you consider that I finished last of that race, so that means I'm the last quarter of the race of the game of the runners.
You'll be fine.
So no, it's gonna be just for glory, that tournament.
That was just one race. You got plenty more chances coming up.
No, but come on. You see all of the race. I played decently well compared to what I play usually, and so if I can't win with that, over.
I don't mean to cut you off, but Penguin and Tairr, do you guys have like any last minute comments on this before we start heading this over to the next race in line?
Yes, I have one question for you, Ninny. Did you like my file names?
I loved your file names.
Good.
My file names are disappointing.
Talking about file names, I hope you saw why my file names was chosen. And I put my own advertisement on that.
I did make that comment. Let everybody know that you are in the Guinness Book of World Records for your blindfolded run, my friend.
And I'm doing so a new attempt Saturday, starting 7 a.m. EDT, category 100%.
Awesome, my friend. I can't wait to see it. I always love your blindfold runs.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, playing this game blindfolded is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to watch you either.
All right, so we have our next race coming up here. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. Stay tuned for In the Name of DT versus, I may butcher this, but Lugaru. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
for
follow our
commentating.
racers. Follow our commentators. Follow our amazing tracker who kept track of 4 people today.
Yeah, definitely shout outs to the tracking. That was an amazing job. And definitely shout out to the racers. Great job, all 4 of you guys. Everybody toss them a follow.